Here's a great one. Japan. Japan. Never a dull moment in Japan. Let's look at this headline here. 7-Eleven, other stores to stop selling hentai in Japan by August 2019 due to foreigners and Olympics. Gotta love the Japanese, right? It's all like, oh no, when no one's looking, we buy hentai, but when people are coming, we can't do it. Now it says here, by the end of August 2019, 15,000 out of the 20,000 7-Eleven shops in Japan will stop selling hentai magazines and adult comics on their store shelves due to women, children, and foreigners. In an article published here on Asahi Shimbun Digital, it says, convenience store 7-Eleven Japan and Lawson announced on the 21st that the domestic sale of adult magazines within the store would evidently be discontinued by the end of August. This is being done in consideration of customers who are women, children, and foreign visitors. First and foremost, something that's adult and behind the counter, it's clearly going to be held behind an age restriction. So ultimately, that's not that big of a deal. Ultimately, that's not something you should really be worried about. But I can kind of see where they're coming from in some of those respects. But I still can't help but like just laugh my ass off at the fact they want to get rid of hentai. Like you go to your, I mean, is it just because hentai's not selling? Is that what it is? Is that really what it is overall? Like instead of trying to blame women, children, and foreigners? I hate to break it to you, it's 7-Eleven. People masturbate in all cultures. So, you know, you're not really stopping anything. You're just moving everything to the internet, and you're cutting off a solid revenue stream from those people who prefer the physical feeling of a magazine in their hand while they whack it with the other. He goes on to say here that several other shops have also stopped selling adult magazines and hentai on the store shelves, including Aeon Group, which pulled the magazines back in 2018 out of 7,000 stores. Family Mart, another chain, also pulled the magazines out of approximately 2,000 shops out of the total 17,000 located around Japan. According to the article, physical retail sales of adult magazines have been down by about a third of what they were a decade ago, and mostly upheld by elderly gentlemen who like to purchase fine erotic material. Because that's the thing. Look, you can go digital. You can have it be digital. You can have all the porn you want be on your phone or your computer and whatever. But it's kind of like, you know, the MP3 craze versus vinyl, right? You got your connoisseurs that are like, look, it sounds fine. 128 kilobits per second. It sounds fine. But what I really want is the smooth sound of a vinyl, right? That's what it is. It's fine, elegant porn connoisseurs of printed pornography. Also, the elderly really suck at technology, I'm pretty sure, even in Japan. And like I said, I just want to reiterate my last point there. Everyone masturbates. In every culture. You're not telling me anything new here. Now, the sort of news shouldn't be too shocking to anyone considering that back in December 2018, when Senran Kagura producer Kenshiro Takaki blatantly mentioned that fan service and ecchi content was slowly being driven away due to some part by the upcoming 2020 Olympics and the dreaded Japanese colloquialism known as world trends. This has even been extended as far as censoring rude gestures in the Blu-ray release of Dragon Ball, and that's not to mention Sony's strict censorship implications that have affected nearly every new game being released in Japan that contains lewd content. And yeah, that's kind of where we find ourselves here. The West is encroaching itself on Japanese sensibilities, which has a lot of people out there getting really upset. Because they don't want that. They don't want the West's idea of what is considered morally pure to infect content from another country and another culture. I get that. I understand that. But the fact that 7-Elevens are pulling out of hentai is kind of like it's a kind of a pinkies up situation, isn't it? It's kind of a pour one out for your homies sort of thing, because the elderly are eventually going to die. And with that goes a fine connoisseur taste for printed, drawn erotica. Hey, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Since you're here, why don't leave a comment? Let me know what you think about stuff. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do that as well. And you check out any of these great, fantastic, amazing commentary tracks by me. That's right. I'm not egotistical or narcissistic at all. I'm just your average, everyday, normal YouTuber. Thanks for watching.